Hi, it's me again. And I'm trying to keep my phone open because I want to announce some very important stuff. Did any of you know that the black codes and the Jim Crow laws still exist? Let me give you a few examples that closed out my cases without them going to trial, as well as ignoring my rights to demand by jury trial. And under this umbrella for the black codes, we have non-jural entity, we have immunity, we have chapters, we have penal codes, statute of limitations, rules, regulations, section codes, tort system, which came out years ago. I think it was September 13th, 2003, where malpractice suits could only go up to like $250,000 and no more than that. Confidentiality that they place on records or either court papers is really their right to cover and hide evidence. That's why it's confidential. Fake state and government offices that were implemented to help us, like the Department of Justice and a few others for civil rights, are really, I think, fake, because they were supposedly implemented to help us when we're going through injustices and unfairness, whether it's trials, discrimination, racial, whatever. And I've been trying to reach the Department of Justice now for more than 2 years, and even asked state legislatures to contact them for me, but they're telling me they're not answering the phone either. So I don't know really what their focus is or why they were implemented at all if they're not here to help us. Another thing is the State Bar of Texas, you do know, only protect the lawyers. They were created by lawyers, and the lawyers have like membership, and they're supposedly supposed to help us when we have a problem or issue with an attorney that committed misconduct. And evidently that doesn't work, because if you call out that lawyer's name, information, they take it, they put it on file, pretend like they're going to help you. And when you call them later on and ask them questions about how it's proceeding, I was told, I don't know about everybody else, that since I had already filed a grievance against this lawyer, I couldn't say anything else. I never filed a grievance. I only gave them information about this lawyer, and they used it against me and said that I had filed a previous grievance against this lawyer, and it's never happened. This lawyer that they're protecting has worked for the State Bar of Texas for 3 years under their disciplinary board from the year 2000 to 2003, which is weird because that's around the same year that the tort system was created. So he kept updated with everything that was going on. But when I found out this lawyer stole the settlement at the cost of my mom's life, they've been barring me ever since then and saying that I am forever barred from filing anything against this person. So they're protecting him, evidently. The ombudsman also protects lawyers. EEOC protects the employer. I filed with them numerous times before, and they might have stepped in for someone else. They just haven't stepped in for me. The medical examiners really protects the doctors and shield evidence. I found that out also. The Texas Dental Board protects the dentist, like the one did without the permit that injured my mouth. They protected him but didn't do anything for me. So I don't know why they exist. The Texas Commission on Judicial Misconduct protects the judges. When I was told that when we put in a report to them, they were supposed to look into it, investigate, but the paper says they don't have to tell us if they've done anything to this judge or not. And evidently this judge that sided against me with the defendants that I reported on never got reprimanded or taken off the bench, because they never probably reprimanded her or said anything to her. So I say they protect them, the judges, and not us. FMSA agencies, that's the Financial Management Services Agency that steps in with the CDS program. I don't know if anyone has ever been a part of that CDS employer program where you get to hire people to work for your loved ones. And it's really a good program, but it's the FMSA agencies that are crooks because I've had them rip off attendees working for my sister relating to their pay plan, like they didn't ever get the faxes, they didn't get them on time, and they're basically stealing from the attendees, and they're not listening to the CDS employer or the designated representative, and that's what I was. So it wasn't like we was trying to get money from the state, because the state does not pay us to be CDS employer or designated representative. That's just free work that we're doing. We do all the work for them, and we set it up with the attendees, and then we hire FMSA agency to handle like W-2s, bonuses, wages, salary, stuff like that. But they find a way to manipulate the system where they can put money in their own pocket. So I finally got rid of that program and just stopped. Like I said, the program is good. It's the FMSA agencies you need to watch out for. The other one is the Texas Department of Insurance. They only protect the insurance company, okay? PUC is supposed to help us, when we have issues with electric companies and all of that. They really protect the companies. You wouldn't believe how many emails that I have and rejections. Who else? Credit companies we need to watch out for, because, after a while, they're supposed to remove stuff off your credit so that you can possibly get a new home, new car without any issues, without any problems. I still got stuff on my credit that I guess they refuse to remove. I mean, after 7 years, this is supposed to be off. This has been more than 15 years and it's still listed on now. And they saying that it's supposed to stay on now. But you're letting other people know while we're correcting our credit, they're still looking at that bad credit that's still on now. And that's affecting our credit score as well as everything else. And I'm naming Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. I don't know who came up with these companies to monitor us, but when we start doing good and doing better with our credit, that needs to be taken off. And I disputed it numerous times. It's still there. What else? We are labeled in a way. When I say we, that's the poor, people of color. The poor could be anybody of color, but mostly people of color. I found this out from an insurance company that said they had to raise my insurance rates up because I stayed in an area where it was possible that my car could get vandalized, stolen, broken into, or something like that. And I said, I have no right to make us, just because we stay in this neighborhood, pay for other people's mistake or what they might do. That's not our responsibility. So I talked to someone one day that was not of my color with the same company, same amount of vehicles, and they price was much, much, much less than mine, and we stay in the same neighborhood. So in a way, I think we're coded. And if we're coded, that means that everything affects us. Well, we can't buy this, we can't buy that. That's why I said the black codes and the Jim Crow laws still are in existence. The only thing is they've been changed. And the reason why I know this is because this is how they've been stopping me at court. All of this that I'm telling you about, or either I'm writing to a department about a racial discrimination I'm going through, they'll come up with those codes. Immunity protects the judges, people in office, police officers. Why is it that, because they said the state legislatures created these codes. I mean, I don't know what they do when they go behind closed doors, but it's like they're deciding our fate, our life, what we're supposed to do, how we're supposed to do it. We're on like limitations. We're still in the form of slavery. That's what I call it, slavery. When you try to get ahead, but you got this here blocking you right there. And all of them codes is not helping us when it comes to civil rights. It's not helping us when we want to fight for our rights, because evidently the judges ignored my constitutional rights when I filed my court cases, and those constitutional rights were overruled by something the judge said or did with the defendants, not me. So that means that we're still not getting justice, because these state legislatures are creating codes and laws and rules and regulations that protect them, but it doesn't protect us. I'm a firm believer that God is going to work things out for us. But I keep telling people, God used Moses to carry out his orders. I don't like being quiet. I'm sick and tired of being quiet because all this affects my family, the next generation of my family. And if we don't speak out and stop these people that get in office, because they're so powerful now, you can't reach them, you can't touch them. But when they needed you to vote for them, they were right there. Now they are so comfortable with who they are and their positions. They ain't worried about your vote no more. They ain't worried about my vote no more. They don't come out and greet me. They done got so high sedity that they ignore you. I went to a commissioner's office one day because they've been ignoring my emails, telling them about what's happening in this Harris County court. And this lady, I'm looking at the commissioner, and this lady told me I couldn't go talk to him. I'm a constituent. It's your job to talk to your constituents. It would have been better if she would have said, oh, we'll try to make an appointment. I've been waiting for an appointment for a long time. Now he's right there. So he goes outside with this other powerful person that he's talking to. And I interrupted him and I said, I'm going through something right now with the county courts, and it's your job to help us, and I wish that you would do something about it. The lady standing next to him looked shocked. He looked at me and he said, okay, we'll do that. And I walked off because I was like, no, he's not. I went to my car, took a break, came back, was going to go back in the door and see if they would make an appointment for me this time. And they locked the door like I was a criminal. I had guns. I was finna beat them up, rob them, do something. When all I asked for was help. You got all on your wall about civil rights. You got all on your wall about fighting for justice. It's all lies. Because if you're already in that position up there, you use that as an excuse to stay in the position that you're in. But then when people come to you and ask you for help, you treat them like scum. You treat them like a dog. I didn't like the way that he treated me. And I knew this person when he was a senator. You didn't do nothing then when you were a senator. You ain't doing nothing now as a commissioner. If you do, you're doing it for the ones that you know, or the better neighborhoods where you are. It's the poor that you're ignoring. It's the old neighborhoods that put you in office that you are ignoring. Because once they get that position, they don't need us anymore. So they can treat us like they do. I refuse to be treated like a second-class citizen. I refuse to be treated like I'm still in slavery. God removed us from that. But if they keep creating these codes, it's like we're in this dome. This is not fake news. It's like we're in this here dome and we're being controlled. They're making decisions for us instead of asking us what it is that we want this country to do for us. And then they hear a little bit of it and then go on and do something else. Decide what they're going to do for us instead of letting us speak up. And you listen. You listen to what we're saying. You ain't listening to us anymore because you used us to get in office. And then when you got in office, you ignored us. The black codes and the Jim Crowe laws, they still exist. They're just in different form. And I named them all out to you. All you have to do is go look it up. The definition of everything I called out. Immunity, penal codes, section codes. It's like all of those erase the 14th Amendment. All of those just knock out the constitutional rights. You know, we have this saying with the pledge. A lot of people know the Pledge of Allegiance. And towards the bottom, the last saying, with liberty and justice for all. All don't mean your cliques over here. All don't mean just the powerful. All does not mean those that are in office, government or state. All means all, including us.